Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Hey, if you're new here, please click that like, subscribe, and don't forget to bang that bell notification. This way you get notified every time I upload a video. Well, today we are on location. We are in Tennessee. That's right, we're in Tennessee. We're at, believe it or not, we are at the Jack Daniel's Distillery in historic Lynchburg, Tennessee. Yep, this is before TMMR. We've been today is Wednesday. We got here on Sunday, been hanging out with Dallas Face Mullet and Iron Butterfly. And it's been a great time so far, and I haven't done any recording. We've just been eating and riding motorcycles and having a lot of fun. But look who showed up. The man himself. That's MC Crimson Glide.
No clue.
AKA No Clue. Also, we have Mrs. Dr.Harley with us. Unfortunately, Dallas Face Mullet had to work today, and Iron Butterfly couldn't make the trip. So I'm going to turn this camera around and show you the Jack Daniel's Distillery. Check it out. We are going to be getting our tour on, and we're going to be doing a lot of tasting and possibly indulging in some purchasing of some beverages. All right, guys, let's see how much they'll let me record. When you're in Tennessee, you gotta get some Tennessee whiskey. What better than Jack Daniel's? Kind of cool, guys. If you're ever here in Lynchburg or in the Tennessee, Central Tennessee area, Middle Tennessee, as they call it, you got to come check out Jack Daniel's and take the tour. I mean, how could you not want to? I mean, Jack Daniel's has been around a long time, and they make a good whiskey, in my opinion. It's not a great whiskey. It's not the best whiskey, but it's a good whiskey. And I indulge in it as much as I can. So this is apparently the reason why Jack Daniel's settled here in Lynchburg, Tennessee, is due to the water that comes from, I guess, the mountains, the ledges. That's what the tour guide says. I don't make the news, I just report it.
So y'all, Jack, the man, Jack, was originally born about 4 miles down the road from here. He was the youngest of 10 kids. And right after Jack was born, his mom died. So naturally, in the 1850s, at this point, Dad's gonna remarry, right? So now Dad remarries, stepmom moves in, but Jack and his stepmom, they weren't really big fans of each other. They butt heads, they argued a lot, often enough to where Jack, right around 7 or 8 years old, he neighboring farm, which was actually owned by a family friend, local Lutheran minister, whose name was Dan Call. So Dan Call is like, yeah, you can live with me, but not for free. You gotta work here. So Jack, in order to earn his say, staying with Dan Call, he starts making whiskey with an enslaved man. So Dan Call, minister, has a still. Still is under the watch and care of an enslaved man named Nearest Green, who's now teaching and mentoring little kid Jack how to distill Tennessee whiskey for the next 8 years. And this is where Jack starts to acquire, you know, his lifelong passion of distilling. So now Jack, this is right around 1865-ish, he's right around 15 years old, where Jack had the opportunity to buy the still from Dan Call, so he did. And when he bought the still, Nearest Green at this point, he was a free man. So Jack, who else is gonna hire but the mentor he had worked alongside him for the last 8 years? So Jack hires Nearest. Nearest now becomes our first ever head distiller, which a head distiller then is what we call a master distiller today. So Jack and Nearest are now producing Jack's whiskey on Jack's still while on Dan Call's farm, and this goes on for about 12 years. It's now the late 1870s where Jack hears about this water source. Jack's like, yep, that's worth moving for. So he up and relocates his still. But when Jack moved here, Nearest Green was like, nope, I'm out. He retired. He was much older than Jack. He had over 10 kids at the time. But Jack's best friend was Nearest Green's oldest son, George Green. So when Jack moved from Dan Call's farm and brought his still here, George Green is who followed Jack to start making Jack's whiskey with this water, which now over 140 years later, we're still here. We're still making Jack's whiskey with the same water, and both of the same two families have always been employed here at the distillery. So literally never gone a day without making this whiskey without a descendant from the Green family or a descendant from the Daniel family. But why is the water so important? Really quick before we keep going, 56 degrees all year round. What you're feeling right now, it's like this annually. It's all the rock that's limestone, making the water mineral rich, but most importantly, iron free. If you make moonshine based products, so moonshine, whiskeys, bourbons, anything like that with a water that has iron in it, your moonshine will be cloudy gray and taste like metal. No one wants whiskey that tastes like metal to start. You want it to be clear and taste like your main grain, which for us that's corn. So the fact that when Jack started making his whiskey and it was clear and tasted like corn, that was money for him. So he leased the property at first, bought it at an auction a couple years later, and like I said, we've been here ever since. Okay?
All right, guys, so when you're here at the Jack Daniel's Distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee, all right, there's some great things to see downtown, great places to eat. However, when you're here, you could get a personalized bottle from Jack Daniel's. That's right. So I did a bottle for myself and a bottle for Iron Butterfly and Dallas. I'd like to thank them for all their hospitality and everything they've given me. See the girls here at the personalized station if you need anything. But if you do need something and you're here, you know, come down, get your stuff here from Jack Daniel's Distillery, get your personalized bottle. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Make sure you watch next week's video of TMMR. Until the next one, you live the best life you can. Ride often and ride hard.
Like and subscribe.